Now we know that more reactions of halogenoalkanes are nucleophilic substitution. So what we're going to focus on is the rate of nucleophilic substitution. That's basically our goal right now. Okay, and okay, I just can't seem to ever write in a straight line, and my OCD kicks in, and then I got to straighten it up a little bit, and then it does. Okay, fine, it's somewhat straighter now. Now the rate at which nucleophilic substitution of a halogenoalkane takes place is basically, it differs for different halogens. So the rate depends on what? The halogen. Now why will it depend on the halogen? Because, and basically the rate is the fastest for Ri, and then RBr, and then RCl. Okay, and all of these three are much faster than RF. It can be considered unreactive almost, and this is the most reactive, to RCl being the least reactive. That's why we don't even study fluoroalkane reactions. Now why does this reactivity change? Why does iodoalkane the fastest and chloroalkane the slowest? And the reason for that is that the rate depends on the strength of carbon halogen bond. The weaker the bond, the easier it is to break. That's what we have here. Now you might say, well, how do I know which bond is weaker to break? Well, you can get some idea from the numbers. I'm just going to show you. Okay, so this rate depends on the strength of the carbon, the same rate, the one that I'm talking about right here. Okay, and it's simple. The bond strength of carbon iodine is the smallest, and this is the weakest, most, because CCl, as you go along from iodide, or as you go down the group, this is the down, this is up, so the bonds become stronger. And why? Because they become smaller. There is, you can say, there as smaller atoms have greater overlap. Okay, and the greater the overlap, the stronger the bond. So CCl bond is pretty strong. CF is so strong in bond energy terms, it won't even break. And so when we talk about reactivity, what we realize is that fluoroalkanes are almost inert, and between iodoalkane, bromoalkane, chloroalkane, iodoalkanes react the fastest and chloroalkanes react the slowest. Now you might like, hey, how can you show us that? How can you prove that? I thought you'd never ask. One way is hydrolysis followed by aqueous silver nitrate. So let's say I take CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2X. These are 1 haloalkanes, where X can be Cl versus Br versus I. And you might like, well, Bilal, which ones are you talking about? I'm talking about these three, and I'll duplicate this here. So because I have the power of duplications, it's easier to do that. So I'm saying we're going to start off, we're going to compare the chlorobutane with bromobutane and iodobutane. These are all three my haloalkanes. Okay, and the idea is that all three I'm going to do is I'm going to add dilute H silver nitrate and wait.
Quick pause. If you're finding value in this explanation, there's so much more to discover at Alt Academy, where we break down every A-level concept with the same clarity. Now back to the video lesson.
Now you might say, well, what's going to happen? Well, the water in silver nitrate will slowly, because silver nitrate aqueous, the water in silver nitrate behaves just like NaOH does. Eventually it will become an alcohol and give up the halide, which then this HX will then react with silver nitrate, if you guys remember this from group 17 theory, and it'll make a silver halide. So there'll be, this reaction will be in two parts, step number 1 and step number 2. Now step number 2 is instantaneous. Instantaneous. As soon as you have the halide that is given off from the halogenoalkane, it'll precipitate. Okay. Now why will it precipitate? Because there is hydrolysis, which is a form of nucleophilic substitution that takes place because you have aqueous silver nitrate. Okay. And you can heat it, and you heat it and you wait, because heating it speeds up the reaction. What we realize is that depending on the X, the speed at which the silver halide precipitate forms varies, because you must remember silver halides are insoluble compounds. Silver chloride is a white precipitate, silver bromide is a cream precipitate, and silver iodide is a yellow precipitate. Or if I did all the three experiments together, after let's say a few minutes, okay, after just a few minutes, the speed at which each of these form varies. And I wanted some space, so I'm just moving things to the left so that I can actually just talk about this. So this is the halide from there, right? So I'm just making space here. So that's the halide, and on this side I'm going to paste what might seem like, if I have 3 test tubes of the reaction I just told you about, and after 5 minutes I see this. Okay, now what can you tell from this? That it seems to me that this on the left hand side is the lightest precipitate, and on the right hand side is the densest precipitate. So the densest precipitate forms in iodobutane. Why? Because Ci bond is the weakest, therefore its reaction is fastest. Then you have CBr, and then you have CCl. Now CCl is the strongest bond amongst the three. What that means is its chlorine will be hardest to remove and then precipitate, because you see all these precipitates are silver chloride, that precipitate is silver bromide, and on the right is silver iodide. And silver chloride is a strong, silver chloride or carbon chlorine bond is the strongest, so it is the slowest of the three to form in reactions, which is why it is the lightest precipitate. And that's the kind of idea that they expect you to know. Okay, in fact, when you do these reactions, this has the lowest activation energy, that's why it forms the most. Anything that is less reactive has a higher activation energy. Anything that's more reactive has a lower activation energy. So when you are comparing the 3 halogenoalkanes, you need to realize that when you are neutralizing them, or when you're hydrolyzing them, or any other reaction, basically the amount of precipitate formed for all 3 varies. So if you want to even plot this as a graph, let's say I tell you that, okay, we had these RXs with silver nitrates, aqueous, and I wanted to plot this as a graph. Actually, I'll take a different color axis. Okay, and I say that, okay, time on the y-axis and amount of on the x-axis for the same amount of time. Let's say this is the time. Iodide is the yellow PPT, forms the most. Okay, cream forms less, and white forms even less. So this is with, if it's haloalkane, the precipitate is the least, then you have chloroalkane, then you have bromoalkane, and I'm using orange to represent yellow, but that's just because I can create a different color system. So for any given period of time, The fastest forming precipitate is iodoalkanes, which is meaning that it'll be a silver iodide precipitate. This will be a silver bromide precipitate and silver chloride. I'm not even talking about their masses. I'm just talking about the number of moles and the speed at which this happens. It's the fastest for iodoalkanes, slowest for chloroalkanes, and they expect you to know that. Okay?
Hey there. If you found this A-level chemistry lesson helpful, why don't you head over to our website, altacademy.org, where you can sign up for the full A-level chemistry course. In addition to chemistry, you can sign up for physics, biology, math, or 4 other A-level subjects. Thousands of students have already taken the leap. What are you waiting for?